This is Will Gravely with Club 412 at Destiny Metropolitan Worship Church, and you are in the field with the Track Stars.
Yeah. Back in the field with the Track Stars. Ryan Wright, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. All right, so we're going to talk about something interesting. There was a list that was just posted by Rapzilla. I think it was the top 100 MCs, Christian and world, whatever. So we're going to talk about that. But first, Ryan, introduce our guest, in-studio guest.
Yeah, man. So I got the pleasure of meeting these brothers this week, man. Renaissance Movement is in the building.
Yeah, man.
I got to say, shout out to you guys, man. And thank you so much, man, for allowing me to put my dad's car in your music video.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that 1969 Camaro, man. It means a lot. Yeah, it means a lot to me, man. I had a real experience with the memory of my dad that night, so it really helped me kind of share some things I had been feeling. So I really appreciate that, man. That was dope, man. So introduce yourselves. Tell us where you're from.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
I go by Legend, man. Renaissance Movement Music. Yeah, simple.
Yeah. I go by Mike Bell.
I go by Sinai.
That's what's up.
And we are the written. No.
We're definitely gonna get you to record that drop for us.
Yeah, man. But I was excited that you brought that car in there, man. We talked about the father situation. That meant a lot to me that you let it be in there.
Yeah.
And that was dope, bro. So thank you for that. Sure.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you so much, man. It's such a blessing, man, to like you and I were talking, just talking about how much a blessing it can actually be to have brothers in Christ, like really be the foundation of the music and the art that you love, and then y'all can just connect on so many levels that you share a common interest on.
Yeah, man.
So that's the dope part about it, man.
Yeah, I enjoyed the off-camera stuff more than the video, man. Just getting the vibe and do that. Like, we had 10 minutes of conversation and we was done. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was it. So,
yeah.
I mean, like, you having a dad that you care that much about, that meant so much to you in that situation. And my dad being gone, but not being absent, it's different sides of the spectrum, but it's connected because Christ intervened in all these situations.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it was real cool, man. So I was honored to have it in there.
Yep. And man, I got to check out some of you all's music, man. It's dope.
Thank you, bro.
I love it. I'm not gonna share or give away anything from the video.
No doubt.
But y'all had a feature in there.
I'm glad you said dope. I'm glad you ain't say, I checked out your music. It sucked. But anyway, that could have went two ways. We ain't talked with interview. So.
But yeah, man, you guys had a feature from Atlanta in that video.
Hattie, man, T. Hattie. We happy about that.
Good brother, man. Good dude. We worked with him in our earlier years when we were managing an artist that was just coming out with an album release, and he came out, man, and opened up for him, man, and just really killed it. So we appreciate, y'all are connecting with some good people, man.
The Lord's been real faithful with that, man.
What's next up on the roster?
Man, really, that record that we dropped, we're focusing on dropping the compilation record in October. That's the big thing right now. So with the video, we're toying around when we're going to drop. It's probably going to be later rather than sooner. So we're thinking more about doing a mixtape first, kind of introduce ourselves and get that out there a little bit, see how that works out for us. But so the big thing is really right now, it's just really planning, because as artists, you get excited, want to drop stuff, get out there, no plan, no business behind it. Yeah, we've done that. We've all been in that boat. You know what I'm saying? Over here on this side, we're just trying our best to, what can we do now to just get the business tightened up and raise the money we need to raise, do the marketing we need to do. So we're thinking right now with 80% that we're just gonna grind in and do a mixtape and drop that for the summer comes, and then keep working on this record and really put in the next 6 months.
Awesome.
That record. So,
and y'all each dropped individual albums last year.
Yes.
Okay. What were they?
I dropped Cloud 12. That came out in May. That's everywhere: iTunes, Spotify, all that type of stuff like that. Even Noise Trade, whatever your options are.
Yeah, I dropped. It's Mike Bell. I dropped Collision Course in January.
At that time, though, John Doe. If you look it up.
Yeah, at that time it was John Doe.
This Sinai. I dropped the record in November on Veterans Day called Red Flag.
Jones produced on that. Black Knight.
Yeah, Black Knight produced on it.
Oh, that's big.
Oh, cool.
All right, so let's get into this list. All right, so I got the list in front of me that Rapzilla put out. And there was some interesting names. We're not really going to talk too much about how they chose the order, because I see Inspector Deck is number one on the list, and I was an Inspector Deck fan, but number one all time. I need to know, what are the criteria for this list if you in the booth listening to me, because I don't know how he got that high. But people like Shy Lynn is number 4. Who else? Andy is number 18. 2 Chainz is number 20, above Big Sean, by the way.
Wow.
T.I. is 28. So I don't know what the criteria of this list is. Somebody send me the criteria.
Yeah.
Because it don't make sense. But the question is,
sales or lyricists, huh?
it can't.
Eminem is 39.
Eminem's 39.
Eminem is 39.
Oh,
That is-
So somebody made an algorithm based on rhyme collection is what I'm hearing. But what does that mean? How big words? Is it how many words they use? Don't make no sense. Anyway, the question though for us is, if there was a list that included Chris, because we do the hottest MCs. We did that last year, last week. And last year, of all the hottest Christian MCs. And we've talked about playing around with doing an all-time list, like with, or even just doing a year-by-year list with secular artists and Christian artists on it and see how high we would rank. So how high would Christian artists rank on an all-time rap list?
It depends on who's writing the list.
Okay, if we were writing the list.
If we were writing the list, you know what? Honestly, man, that's going to be hard because we're coming in as fans of CHH, right? And the artists and getting to know them and loving their music, but we are hip hop heads from back in the day, you know? So I can't be in Atlanta and not have Andre 3000 at the top of my list somewhere, you know? And then I also would give respect to who I think is my favorite CHH artist, Lecrae.
So how high would he rank on your list? Would he be at the top, or would he be below a lot of people?
There's a lot that would have to go into this list for me.
You know your criteria.
Exactly. It depends on the criteria, because for me, it would be the whole overall scope of the message. And Lecrae wins that for me every time, because I can't listen to an Andre 3000 and just get in it, you know, because it's not Christian.
Okay, well, let's go lyrics. Just lyrical ability.
His face switched off.
Yeah, man. See, and this is the thing you'll learn about me. If you guys watch enough Line for Lines, I'm from the South, so I do everything biased to the South.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Mike Real. Shout out to...
That record's dope, too.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike Real. Was checking out one of his joints. And so I'm just, like, real big on... fast-paced, hard-hitting beats, everything, and that's why I was like so stupefied when I came in, man, and heard Mike Bell killing it on this video, because I love choppers. I love choppers. So that's my thing, man. Is like I would have to put Andre 3000 at my top of my list. I'd have to put.
But he ain't a chopper.
You said lyricist though.
Yeah, but you just spent 20 minutes explaining choppers.
Right, but I'm saying I'm from the South though. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, all right.
Big Boy would be at the top of my list.
Not a chopper either.
He doesn't have to be though. I'm just saying this is me, the South.
He ain't from the South.
you know what? All right.
I'm just trying to understand your list.
So
They do this every time.
Lyricism. Like, the style that you like,
Yeah.
the lyrical content. Those,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
But I'm weird though, because of course, I would put T.I. on my list. I just don't know where. So this is really a hard list to compile.
So how high would Christians make your list if you had to come up with one?
Again, if I was to throw it out, it would be, content, lyricism, this and the third. Because when I listen to, like, for example, non-Christian artists, I'm like, how high, if the art is good and the content sucks, I can respect your art and reject the content.
Yeah.
But if your art is really dope and your content kind of sucks, you're higher on my list. If your art is really dope and your content, you know what I'm saying? So it just depends. Like, a J. Cole is better than the 2 Chainz, even though if I was comparing it by
So what if you remove content?
if we remove
skill?
just straight skill? Yeah, man. I mean, for me, man, like if we're looking now, like the quality of the content, the quality of the lyricism is much better than where it was. So I mean, there's a lot of neck and necks there, man.
But are we competing with the greats yet, or are we on our way?
Well,
Would you really put a Lecrae above some people
at the quality level to
That's
be
it.
competing with the greats?
That's
point.
it.
Like, nobody's really been killing it long enough to be competing with, the Most Def to Lib Kweli kind of thing at that level.
So we need some tenure then.
Yeah, there's a little bit of tenure, but if you went like from today lyricism, we got some competitors.
Oh yeah, no, that's
sure.
different. That's
Yeah.
a whole
Okay,
different
so
argument.
so right now,
it's kind of unfair to say
all
the
time?
greats, because all
Yeah,
time.
right,
We was like, hey, we
Okay.
can do this too in the kingdom. So that came.
of 2015 right
Oh,
now.
then that would be an easier
That's
list
easy
to make.
list.
Yeah.
That'd be an easier list.
So
to
we
make.
would make that list.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
We would make a top 10, top 20.
No, you make a
Top 50?
You make a.
You talking about both, right?
100?
You talking about like general market and Christian market,
Yeah.
right?
Easily make top 10,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah.
The list combined, right?
Some of them could. Some of them can make top.
Who would
10.
make the top 10?
Andy would make top 10.
You think so?
Yeah, Lecrae would make top 10. I mean,
Above who?
man, for me,
Above Drake, Big Sean, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole.
in my head, I'm seeing 5.
You're only 5 people
In my
go
head,
above
I'm
Lecrae.
no. In my head, I'm seeing like 5 people that I would put in my top 5.
And he would be one of those people.
Yeah.
Are we still removing
Yeah.
content? Are we talking
Removing
about
content, skill.
removing
Just talking
content.
about lyrical
Skill-wise?
ability.
I don't know about that.
Cole's up there for me, man. Like
Yeah.
Cole is killing him right now. That dude's, I don't know. He's a monster. I'm feeling Kendrick a lot. I'm feeling Andy a lot though, just as an artist.
So you think Andy would be the one to make the list? If
he's
you
one?
would-
He's one of them for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Because it's creativity wise. Yeah, he's up there for me.
I just wonder how good we're doing. I mean, we're doing better for ourselves.
A lot better.
But are we really up there yet? Like, because I think we want to say we are, but is it true? I guess that's the question.
I think we're up there. We're up there when we look at it in house.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. But
So, okay.
outside, that's the problem.
So the question Ryan asked before we got going: if they made the list, if the world made the list, would we be anywhere near the list?
Negative.
Wouldn't you be on it? Where would they put Lecrae? Because Lecrae is really who they know.
Right, right.
Where would they put him on a top 100? Would he make the 100? He got to make the 100. Not all time, but right now, he got to be that. He got to be on the 100.
I would say. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Nah, yeah, go ahead.
I would just say just because the thing that excites me the most is that it seems like right now people are, Christian or not, whether you love or hate Jesus, they're looking for some better content.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that his respect level is through the roof when cats find out who he is. So he's definitely in the 100.
So you're saying the content is what puts him in?
The content does too, yeah. The content definitely does. I mean, he's a monster lyrically.
Yeah.
But it's like, he's got a step above because he's not talking about the same old trash. You got cats.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, you got cats they trash all in their iTunes, and when they hear something, they're like, oh, thank God, somebody doing something different.
Yeah.
And they'll still bang with him while they got the other 99 records all trash.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he gets a bump up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've met dudes that I've gave my music to, and they'll admit to me to my face that I'm better than their favorite rapper.
Wow.
But they ain't gonna ride around and bump my CD all day.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
so why not? What is the barrier? What are we missing? Because if the talent is there, the music is just as good. Is it just because people don't like hearing about God? What's the issue?
Well, this is my philosophy on it because I've asked myself this question as well. My question is, a lot of the mainstream artists, they rap about the girls, the money, the big mansions, the cars, the jewelry they have, and they're rapping about it to people that can never afford those things. That's what people are aspiring to. And so they feel somehow, some way that they can relate to it. But versus us, we have content that a lot of people don't want to be able to relate to because they're not willing to make the sacrifices that we do to walk this walk. And so while people can admit God exists, people say, oh yeah, I go to church, I grew up in church, this, that, and the third. When it comes to what we have to give up to walk with him, I think that's where people kind of shy away. And then we also come off as judgmental when we shed light on something that somebody knows is wrong, but they've justified in their minds that it's okay. So don't tell me I'm wrong.
So are we high killers? What I mean by that is like when somebody's on a high, when they just loving life, and they in the club, and then somebody come on talking about live your life right, stop doing this, stop doing that. It's like, are we killing people's high? Is that the problem?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I mean, I think that's when the comment you just made, I think that's the dividing factor, because we can talk about skill all day, but I think it does come down to content. It comes back to content, because after you establish the fact that I'm dope, now you listen to what I'm saying, and it don't line up with what you about to go do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think another note with that, like I agree with that 200%. But I think also, like we discussing off air, was that I mean, like you said, God's been blessed us with a lot of great relationships. So I'm just coming from a local artist standpoint to give me your perspective from the industry for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna be, I want to know everything you know. But the main thing that I've seen on our level and even continue to hear is that the business of what we do just sucks, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
So you're talking about marketing dollars. Do we have enough money to do it though?
No, we don't. But
so how do we get it?
We could. I mean, honestly, man. Like, I mean, I know we in a funny situation coaching, man. Churches shutting down, all type of stuff like that. People running from the gospel. But still, man, at the end of the day, God's got all the resources in house that we need to do what we need to do. If we had the wisdom and we knew much about fundraising, connecting, business, stuff like that, we can get everything we need to do what we need to do. And I just feel like from a marketing perspective, just from a connections piece, even from how we handle our business from a customer service perspective, the few experiences I've had have just sucked. I'm like, dude, on this level? Really? You know what I'm saying? And it's just we got to tighten up that. We can't be satisfied with the stuff that works in house if we claim we want to reach outside of the house. We got to look there and be like, look, I don't like your content, but what you're doing from a business perspective is working. Can I take some wisdom from that and use that in the kingdom and steward it better? Can I be more shrewd with that stuff? You know what I'm saying?
So last question for you guys is: will there ever be a day where we would dominate the top of everybody's list? Is that possible? Where somebody would say, yo, who's the hottest 10 MCs? And we would be like 6 of them. Is that ever going to happen, or is that just unattainable?
I don't think it's unattainable, man. I think it's possible. I think that we've got to get rid of the dividing barriers to say this guy's a Christian rapper, this guy's ashamed or unashamed, and we got to get rid of all that foolishness and whatever. But I think Lecrae people take too many shots at him. It's kind of dumb, whatever. They don't have to do that. Yeah. But I mean, once those things are covered and we're satisfied with being dope artists, whether we Christian rappers, Christian, whatever, that's stupid to me too. But whenever we get past that and we're just willing to be dope artists and just focus on our art, I think that is totally attainable. You know what I'm saying? As long as you do it wisely. Like, what lane did God tell you to run? Are you going to drop scripture all day? Do that. Are you going to, what I'm saying? Do whatever God told you to do. I feel like it's attainable once we get our art and our business together, and we want to steward that as much as we want to steward the content.
Yeah, I think it's definitely attainable. Hip hop as an art form, as a genre, is not that old. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's still developing, it's still molding, it's still going through changes. So I think and hip hop, Christian CHH isn't that old at all either. So I think the more longevity we have and the more consistency we have, I think it'll be a possibility. Yeah.
Me personally, I think the reason why mainstream artists are so successful in getting their message out there is because they know how to do it effectively. They know what direction they want to go with their music. Label heads know what direction they want their artists to go.
Yeah.
We, on the other hand, are trying to break into the mainstream industry and trying to figure out the best way how. And so we're taking things out, putting things in, like Lecrae. He's treading uncharted waters. And like my brother Legend was saying, he takes a lot of flack for that because nobody's ever done what he's done. Yeah. And so he's treading uncharted waters, trying to figure out how to do it right, what not to do. And so it's very difficult for us because we have different perspectives on what it's going to take to really break into the mainstream. Yeah. So we don't really have a clear direction on how to effectively do it because we don't have a model to follow.
Yeah. Wow. Do you think that, and this is the last question I'm going to ask, because this goes out to everybody, do you think that people believe that we're making music for Christians or non-believers? Because we're making our music. I mean, this radio show is to reach non-believers. This radio show is to reach out there. Me and Sean had a great conversation. Me and Shantana had a great conversation about this earlier this week, where we realized we don't see eye to eye, but we understand each other's point of view. Do you all think that your music is reaching Christians more, or is it really reaching out to the world more?
Personally, I think we're reaching Christians more, and this is why I say that. We base the lyrics and the content that we have on the Bible, of course. Not many people read their Bible. So we're trying to have these different biblical references that people cannot relate to or cannot understand because they've never read the story. Mm-hmm. And so it's very difficult to be able to do that when we're trying to have these different punchlines, and stuff. But they don't understand. They're like, oh, okay, that probably would be hot if I knew what he was talking about.
I didn't see that movie.
I'm sure that come on.
Yeah.
What part of Empire was that?
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. I mean, punchlines work for the people who know what you're talking about, and if your punchlines cater to Christians, that's what's going to happen.
And then you speak Christianese.
Yeah. And even if you don't, I mean, really, metaphors you're setting up something that somebody has to understand both sides of the metaphor for it to work. So I mean, I think we're getting closer to being able to really reach out. But I think everybody's trying to figure it out at the same time. We're getting closer. Yeah. So I think I'm glad you guys are part of the struggle because you guys sound great, intelligent minds, all of you guys. Yeah. So I know you guys are going to help figure out the thing. You know what I
mean? I think too, man, if we got time, like once we start understanding mission better, you know what I'm saying, we'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like once we really start focusing on that, like we understand mission, but to some people still mission means I go to Mexico and I do this and I come back home. But if for example, if somebody was to go do mission in Afghanistan, right? They're supposed to go there and reach people with the gospel. They're not going to get in the marketplace with the Jesus T-shirt they bought from the Christian bookstore, right, with a megaphone, start reading Mark 4, and then expect, you know what I'm saying, to not get dragged off. So I mean, like but we respect when somebody goes over there with wisdom on how to deliver their message. But when somebody was to do a song and be wise with how they deliver their message because they're trying to be strategic on who they want to reach, we say they're compromising. And it's the same mission. Yeah. And once we start understanding the mission, like this dude's running his lane. Yeah. If I don't have the chance to get with him and feel his heart, I got to take for. If I don't hear the gospel compromising his message, I need to support that dude and pray for him. Yeah. Or female, or whatever. And that's what we just need to do. Like once we understand mission, we can let this dude run his lane. Let, like the truth say, I make church music. What's the problem with that? Let him run his lane. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then we can just do that and support each other instead of pointing fingers because that's not my call. So I think looking at you as a compromise, that's not what God called me.
Yeah, I think people are scared. I mean, there's people who are, in the church and they're nervous when they see somebody going out. They don't know how legit they are and they don't know if it's about money or not. And I think there needs to be a few people who go ahead and pave that lane so there's a good example of what it looks like. Because we don't really have a good example yet. Lecrae's kind of trying to do that. But you see it came, people start questioning him. Is he real? Is he this? Is he that? So a couple people are going to have to go through that process before people start trusting, you can really do this and still be legit. Yeah. So it'll take some time, but great conversation, man. That's good stuff. All right, man. So let's get back into it. You in the field with the track stars, Ryan Righteous. I'm nervous. Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
This is that brand new music